There is a piece of financial advice that almost everyone gives. Your parents gave it to you. Your bank gives it to you. Every personal finance influencer online gives it to you. And it is costing the average person, right now, somewhere between $40,000 and $200,000 over their lifetime. The advice is this: pay off all your debt before you start investing. It sounds responsible, it sounds safe, it sounds like exactly the kind of thing a smart person would do. It is wrong. And today I am going to show you the exact math, not opinions, not motivation, not a sales pitch, the actual numbers that prove why and exactly what to do instead. Before we get into the numbers, here is who this channel is for. If you grew up in a household where nobody talked about money, where investing was something other people did, where debt felt like a permanent condition, this is the channel I wish had existed when I started figuring this out. Nobody handed me a playbook, so I built one from the data. Everything I show you on this channel is sourced, it is calculated, and I will always show you the working. No product endorsements, no affiliate schemes, just the math. Let's get into it. First, let me be fair to the other side. The payoff debt first argument is not stupid. Here is the actual logic. Debt has an interest rate, usually somewhere between 5% and 24% depending on what you owe. The stock market, based on the S&P 500's historical average going back to 1957, returns around 10% per year on average before inflation. So if your debt costs more than the market returns, mathematically paying it off first is the correct move. That logic is sound. And for certain types of debt, credit cards charging 22% interest, I completely agree. Pay those off immediately. But here is what that advice misses, and this is what nobody shows you. The advice assumes this is a binary choice: pay debt or invest. It is not. Let me show you two people, both 25 years old, both earn the same salary, both have the same $400 a month available. Person A follows the conventional wisdom. They have $15,000 in student loan debt at 6% interest. They throw every spare dollar at that debt for 5 years. By age 30, they are debt-free. Then they start investing $400 a month. Person B does something different. They make the minimum payment on that same 6% student loan, about $165 a month, and invest the remaining $235 every month starting right now at age 25. By age 65, Person A has approximately $1.52 million in their investment account. Person B, the one who kept investing while carrying the low-rate debt, has approximately $1.86 million. A $340,000 difference from a $165 monthly minimum payment decision. That gap exists for one reason: time in the market. Compound interest does not care about your intentions. It does not reward you for being responsible. It rewards you for being early. Every year you delay investing, even by 1 year, costs you exponentially more than the year before. Not linearly, exponentially. This is the math that nobody shows you, not because it is complicated, because it makes the simple advice, pay off debt first, look like exactly what it is when applied to low-interest debt, a very expensive mistake. So what should you actually do? The answer is not always invest first. That would be just as reckless as always pay off debt first. The answer is a rate threshold framework, and it works like this. This framework is what the rest of this channel is built on, making decisions based on numbers, not feelings. If that approach to money resonates with you, subscribing now means you will not miss the next piece of this system when I publish it. Tier 1. Any debt above 8% interest. Pay this off aggressively before you invest. Credit cards, high-rate personal loans. The guaranteed 8% return from eliminating that debt beats the expected market return almost every time. Tier 2, debt between 5% and 8%. This is the gray zone. The mathematically correct move here is to split your available money, roughly 50% toward accelerated debt repayment, 50% into a low-cost index fund. You are hedging across both outcomes. Tier 3, debt below 5%, federal student loans, low-rate mortgages. Here, the expected market return, historically 7 to 10% annually, meaningfully exceeds your debt cost. Invest first, minimum payments only on the debt. Simple, data-driven, applicable, starting today. Now let me show you what this looks like in real numbers for 3 different people. Sarah is 27. She has $18,000 in credit card debt at 21% interest. Her framework answer: pay the credit card first. Every dollar toward that debt earns her a guaranteed 21% return. No investment beats that. Pay it off in 12 months, then invest everything. Marcus is 29. He has $22,000 in student loans at 6.5%. He sits in the gray zone. The right move: split strategy, minimum payment plus 50% extra toward the loan, 50% into a total market index fund. He is building wealth and reducing debt simultaneously. Priya is 31. She has a $140,000 mortgage at 4.1%. She should be maximizing her investment contributions immediately and making minimum mortgage payments only. Over 30 years, the compound growth on her investments will dwarf the cost of that 4.1% mortgage. 3 people, 3 different answers, all derived from the same framework. This is how people who grew up without financial education build the same wealth as people who did, not by working harder, but by making 1 or 2 correct decisions earlier. I know what some of you are thinking, but debt stresses me out. Having it hanging over me affects my mental health. Paying it off gives me peace of mind. That is real, that is valid, and I am not dismissing it. But I want you to consider this. $340,000 also buys peace of mind. It buys options. It buys the ability to make choices from a position of strength rather than necessity. The math does not tell you to ignore how debt feels. It tells you to be precise about which debt is worth the emotional cost of keeping and which debt is actively destroying your future wealth. That distinction is everything. Let me bring this back to the one thing I want you to leave with today. The conventional advice, pay off all debt before investing, is not wrong because debt is good. It is wrong because it treats all debt the same, and all debt is not the same. Run the rate. Compare it to expected market returns, split accordingly. That single decision, made once, applied consistently, is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over a working lifetime. This is the first video on this channel because this is the first decision most people face. And most people get it wrong, not because they are not smart enough, but because nobody ever showed them the numbers. That is what this channel is here to change. Next video, I am breaking down the exact index fund strategy that outperforms the vast majority of actively managed funds, and why your pension provider almost certainly is not using it. If you found the math useful today, subscribe. I publish once a week. Every video is built on data, and there is never anything to buy. I will see you in the next one.